wing's been damaged. We're losing control. Master Teisel is missing. It looks like he was thrown overboard.
Miss Tron! Miss Tron! Are you all right? Yes. Miss Tron, you're hurt. Must continue attack. You in command. Miss Tron, we have to get you to the sick bay. No, it's up to you. Miss Tron! All right then. I'll get them for you. This is the bridge. Prepare the Gustav. We won't let you go alone. We're coming too. Tell us what to do. Thanks, everybody. All right. Our target is the Colossus's head. Let's get him. Roger. Let's do it! Yes, sir!
The last battle. Rip out all the Colossus's energy pylons. Use the surf bus to get the ones on the head.
Mission start!
Alright, so if you're wondering, these are the pylons. You can throw them off the edge if you want, just cuz. Or you can actually throw them at other pylons to destroy them. The only obstacle here are reaver bots that this thing spurts out through this area right here. But when they come out, I don't know. Ones I like to focus on really the first time are the ones on the head. If you just get right enough onto the edge, you'll be able to snipe the pylons off of the Colossus's head with beacon bombs, as it's the only way to get through. This is the safest way because once you hit this area, that's when he starts attacking. You also can't attack him directly because he has a force field. Oh Jesus, is he gonna fall? And also, you don't want to do it up there because here's the reaver bots I was talking about. You don't want to do it up there because then those stupid Ankh-looking things get in the way. So, I like to take them out first, that way it's no issue. These guys just like to kind of roam around, but if they spot you, half of the time they will actually charge at you, like just run straight toward you. They can be a little annoying because they can do some decent damage. You can also throw the pylons at them if you fancy. They don't flinch easy either. On, go down. I feel like they kind of made the enemies a lot more durable here, just so that you don't seem too overpowered, but your armor speaks for itself and how much damage you take. So when getting these pylons up here, what I recommend is you just do a jump throw, that way you can avoid the Colossus's lasers. And there's only 4 more up here. And after that, it's game over for him.
It's not moving!
It appears we've lost Mr. Loath.
Those little... They won't get away with this!
Even if it uses all of our remaining energy, we should still deal with them. We will at least break even by collecting our refractors and then escaping with them.
This time I'll be sure I destroy them all! All of them! Especially those little yellow ones.
The immediately get out of the way because this guy will shoot a laser at you. Oh, what the hell? He's not supposed to do that right now. Whatever, I'll take it. Yeah, so this is the final boss. And remember when I said earlier that the health bar that we have wouldn't be the biggest thing in this game? Well, look at his health bar. His is so big it goes off screen. And it's still to date, I believe, the largest health bar in any video game I've ever seen. I mean, Jesus, it goes off screen. I can't even imagine how big it truly is. He's pretty easy to begin with because he likes to just inch his way toward you and spit at you with lasers. But as soon as you start seeing some damage on that health bar, he'll start doing other attacks, like that dash attack, for example. He wasn't supposed to do that so early. He only does that when the damage is visible. But pretty much this is all you need to do is just strafe, run to the right or left. It really doesn't matter. I prefer just running this way. You don't want to do it continuously. You want to break some distance because he's going to touch. He has touch damage. You can use your serve bots, but they won't do anything other than that. You can hear some sound cues from Loath and oops, I meant to do a higher jump. From Loath and Glide. Damn it, I am not doing well. From Loath and Glide, sometimes they'll give you a hint. Otherwise, just pay attention to what he's doing when you start seeing the health go down more. He'll glow certain colors, purplish blue if he's going to ram you. I'd say purple. He always goes to ram you, and then he'll do a dash attack to get back onto the body. And then he also has a green glow that he does, where he'll emit an explosion. Other than that, the only other thing he does is a ground pound, and depending on where his health is, he will shoot a different laser. At this point, he'd probably shoot a blue laser, which he's not doing, and then he'll shoot a purple laser, which he'll then spin the head around to do like a multi-shot. That'll just cover the entire Colossus's upper body. It's not a difficult last boss. It's actually pretty disappointing, but it's fun nonetheless. I've been able to make this fight go on for about 15 minutes, maybe 10 minutes, because when I was younger, I beat this guy with no upgrades. And it's because I didn't even know upgrades were a thing in this game. Okay, so here's his purple beam. He'll shoot a regular one, and then he'll shoot this one. Yeah, I had like no armor. I only had the little pea shooter you get from the beginning, because I didn't know that you could upgrade your buster this well. But it's also this strategy that I'm doing is why I don't recommend the bazooka, because every time you shoot, you have... Oh, there's the explosion. There's the regular purple beam. Anyways, I'm saying the bazooka is not recommended here because every time you shoot, you automatically stand still. Man, he is doing that dash attack a lot. I've never seen him do it as much as he's doing it now. Oh crap, oh crap, oh crap, oh crap, oh crap. Nope. And, let's see. Yeah, you just stand still. The Gatling gun isn't too bad here either because you can at least move while you're shooting, but it doesn't have as much strength, I think, as the Surge Cannon, which is why I'm using it. Not to mention its homing capabilities. But with enough shots, you'll bring down the final boss. With little to no effort.
You did it!
Miss Tron, you're alive!
Barely. Come on, let's
happening? What's going on? Why does this have to happen to me? Exit! Where's the exit?
Mr. Loath, wait for me!
Looks like they've run out of luck.
Don't let them get away! Number 10!
Miss Tron!
You did a great job! I've got something special for you later.
Yay!
I'm sorry. Really, I am. Please forgive me. Please help me.
Nope.
Oh, please, can't you forgive me? I know I treated you badly, but you can't leave us here.
I suppose you're right. All right, I'll help you.
You really mean it?
After all, I owe a friend a favor.
I don't know what that means, but I don't care. Just save me!
Tron, are you sure you want to let this man live?
Don't worry, brother, it's all right.
I never noticed it before, but you've grown up, haven't you, Tron?
I've always been this way, Teisel. You just never realized it.
But if our dear departed mother saw the way you run around like that, shooting at everything, how could I ever explain it to her? Still, you did good, Tron. I'm proud of you.
Reports and more reports. There's just no end to the paperwork. I try and I try, but I just can't seem to get things right. Maybe I'm not cut out for this kind of work. I'd better get on the ball, though. If I don't do something right, I'm probably going to be fired.
That Mega Man on the desk right there?
Whoa! What's this? Who are you?
What's the problem, Officer Denise? Have you finished your report yet?
Captain!
Hmm? Wait. These two are on our most wanted list. Denise!
Yes, ma'am!
This is incredible. I don't know how you did it, but you did it. I can't believe you managed to capture these two. You, of all people. I was wondering if I should fire you. I'm glad I waited. Congratulations, Denise.
You mean I was going to be fired? This means I can keep my job! Hooray!
However, these two are dangerous. You shouldn't have gone after them alone. I don't want to see this kind of reckless behavior again. I expect a full report on my desk tomorrow morning. If it's not there, you're fired.
Another report?
Looks like you helped your friend out pretty good there, Tron.
She's not my friend. I was just making sure we don't have to worry about Loathe again.
If you say so. Well, I guess that's that, anyway. Now we can all get back to work!
That's right. And this time, you're going to take me along too.
I suppose we could. After all, we wouldn't have gotten out of this without you.
Thanks, big brother! Woo!
And that, ladies and gentlemen, is the Misadventures of Tron Bonne. Seriously, was that Mega Man on the desk in the police headquarters? I've never noticed that. There's like a little blue icon on a folder, and it looked like classic Mega Man. That's neat if that was the case. But yeah, there's not much more I can really say. I mean, this is still my favorite of the 3 Legends games. It's one of my top 5 favorite games of all time. It's just one of those little gems that, honestly, I never really expected to fall in love with as much as I did. I mean, back then, I got this game solely for the purpose of playing the Legends 2 demo, which I will show off for the Mega Man Legends 2 Let's Play whenever I get to that. That'll be like part 0, just to show off like what's to come. But that's the only reason why I got this game, was because it had the Legends 2 demo, and I didn't even know what the hell Tron Bonne was. I played the first game and I did get to Tron's boss fight, but I never remembered her. And I was around, it's around that age where you don't really care about like girls and whatever, if anybody knows how that is. The 90s. Whatever. Yeah, it's so once I got finished with the demo, I looked at the case. I'm like, oh, wait a minute, what is this game? I pop it in, and it's like one of the best games I've ever played. It was still hard as hell for me, but it's one of those games that I managed to complete on my own. And it's got its own charm to it. I'm always finding out new stuff about it. Like, you can get the letters from that little box in the bank area. The cows being able to attack you if you shoot or knock them over. That's cow tipping. First class cow tipping. Yeah, it's just one of those things where it's like, I don't know how else I can explain it other than the way I just explained it. You should always, like, if there's ever a game that you have that you never really meant to buy or had an ulterior motive of buying, you should probably check that game out and see how well it holds up today, because you might have a good gem on your hands, just like I find this one to be. I love how it plays. I love the missions. I mean, I don't like the puzzle ones all that much, but I mean, they're fine. I mean, they actually provide a decent challenge, honestly, in my opinion. It like pretty much gives you a challenge all around, depending on what route you take, and that's the best thing about it, is that you can play this however you want. You can cheese the whole game and not play a single mission, with the exception of Nakai Desert. Or you can go and like just play the action stages. It's really up to you. I'll go over my details in just a bit. We have one more scene.
Still, our plan worked perfectly. I pretend to be caught and check out Lode's operation. And Tron comes and rescues me while we get the loaves and the treasure. A perfect plan, executed perfectly.
Be careful, number 24. You're spilling it.
Baboo! Master Bonbon, you're not supposed to eat that.
It's too bad about the Colossus. Still, what I really wanted all along was the golden refractor. And since we got that, there's nothing to complain about.
Hey, this stew's pretty good. Did you make this, number 36?
Yes, Miss Tron. Thank you.
Gah! Pay attention to me when I'm talking to you!
Yes, Teisel, we're listening. Whatever you say. Hey there, number 10. You did a great job. I'm proud of you. Thanks.
Gosh, Miss Tron. Thank you. I promise to keep working hard.
Thank you. I know you're a hard worker. Like today, for instance. You were working trash detail, right?
That's right. It took me a long time to get rid of it all. It was hard work.
Very good, very good.
It was tough. That pile of junk in the storage room was really heavy for some reason.
Of course, you left alone the treasure box that the gold refractor was in, right?
Huh? I threw out everything in the storage room.
What do you think you're doing? Everything we worked for, everything we got is gone! Poof! Up in a puff of smoke! Just you wait. I've got something really special waiting for you in the torture room. Eek!
Huh? Smoke? Is something on fire?
Never really understood the ending to that part. I think it has to do with leading into the beginning mission of Legends 2. And if my clear time is longer than it should be, that's probably because there were times when I was playing off recording, and I would fall asleep training serve bots, and then I'd save and then turn the system off. Not my best plan there. And the story continues in Mega Man Legends. It will not be my next LP, but it will be one in the future, so expect that. But as I was saying before, I love the puzzles are fine. The dig out section is okay. Has some decent characters there. Everybody has their own charm to them. The action stages are still my favorite. I love the music in pretty much every level. It's catchy. It's got some variety to it. Something that everybody can find something to enjoy. The final themes are my favorite for obvious reasons. Well, I think they're obvious. If not, then I don't know. Tron is one of my favorite Mega Man characters of all time. I love the Servbot so much. A little fun fact, if I didn't say it already, originally one of my thoughts for an icon for the channel was to be a Servbot, but I eventually changed that over time. But if I had to change it again, it probably would be a Servbot because I love them so much. The only thing that this game is probably lacking is more of the bonds, Teisel and Bonne. Not so much Bonne, but more of Teisel, because he is just a delight. He is so cheesy. I mean, all I need is the macaroni all over him, and boom, instant mac and cheese. Oh, man. I mean, there's some things I wish that the game could have, like, maybe more different types of missions, so you could have different robots and other functionalities, but I'm happy with where it's at. I mean, I wouldn't change too much else other than maybe the difficulties in like in the action stages, because you can pretty much mow down everything else after you get to a certain point. And the final bosses, Glide is the hardest boss bar none, but the Colossus could have been so much more in my opinion, although he did give me a little run for my money there at the end. I didn't expect to get hit as much, but you know. Or maybe it's the fact that if you upgrade yourself to the max, it kind of pretty much destroys any challenge, because you saw how much health I had left by the time I defeated the Colossus. Levels are great. I already said the music's great. Characters are fantastic. I really wish that there would be another Mega Man Legends, or at least another Misadventures of Tron Bonne. I wouldn't mind that, like just another Tron Bonne game where you can where you work your way to well, I should probably hold off on that because it's a bit of a spoiler for the other games if you don't know by now. But I just love it. There's not much more I can say. I really need to up my my words when thinking of how to close out an LP. I digress. Anyways, I hope you all enjoyed. My next LP will be, well, I already have an idea for what my next LP is. It's going to be a little different. It's not going to be as actiony, but it will have its moments. I don't want to say too much. And then the game after that will be another Capcom game, and it will have at least the serve bots in it. That should give a decent hint as to what it is, but it's not Mega Man Legends. That's not going to be for a little while. I'm a little burnt on Mega Man Legends, although I could keep playing this over and over and over. I just love it so damn much. But anyways, I have been your host, Purple, and I thank you for playing with me the Misadventures of Tron Bonne. I will see you guys for the next LP.